What's up, everyone? Welcome to the NASCAR episode for this week. We just finished up at Texas Motor Speedway. The boys did not behave, and we're on to Kansas.
We are on to Kansas. Decent race at Texas.
I got a little bit sick of the cautions by the end.
Yeah, it definitely was a continuation of cautions, but
We're having the
the boys.
opposite issue in IndyCar and NASCAR right now. If you want to hear a take
Yeah,
of the IndyCar one, check out yesterday's episode that we released about Barber.
yeah, but overall, much as I hated Joey Logano win, the race wasn't horrible. The cautions were annoying, but
I wish the Michael McDowell had been able to hold on to his tires.
yeah,
And either been able to defend harder, or I mean, if when he wrecked, I wish they would have just taken Logano with him.
yeah. He really should have just settled in and accepted a top three for points.
Yeah,
Inspire needs them, but yeah. I guess first let's just rip over all the
all of our
results
predictions
here.
from last week. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm just gonna say this right now. I'm just gonna let Patrick read his. I didn't hit a single prediction. Not a
look, the
single
only
one.
one that I want to read is my Miss the Apex, and it was Austin Cindric. He was involved in, I think, the first caution, or very close to the first caution.
Yeah.
Yeah, just not his fault. I do feel sorry for cheering when you got wrecked out, Austin. But I was just happy that my prediction was coming true.
Yeah. Top three was Joey Logano, Ross Chastain, Ryan Blaney.
Ross
Great result
Chastain
from Ross
coming from
Chastain.
nowhere again. It's just
Yeah,
one of
great.
those classic Ross Chastain. All of a sudden, he's in the mix at the end.
Great job staying in there.
It's
Also,
kind of like a George Russell podium.
shout out to Eric Jones and Ricky Stenhouse, 5th and 6th. Ricky Stenhouse, incredible wreck avoidance.
His spotter was
Went
trying
from
to make
like
him live up to the Ricky Crash House name by telling him to jam his
yeah.
brakes in the grass.
Yeah, not a great call. His spotter basically yelling at him for not holding the brakes in the grass. When he emerged back on track, perfectly fine though.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, pretty decent race. I think it was like a 52% yes on the Jeff Gluck poll, which is a great way to see
The
how
Jeff
people like
Gluck
races.
poll is more important than TV ratings.
It's law. The Jeff Gluck poll is law, so this is true. But going into Kansas, one of the favorite mile and a halves, I think, of a lot of NASCAR drivers.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy it. Not as much as like a Kentucky Speedway, but Kansas is pretty good. I think it'd be better if we had two tracks that started with a K on the
I
calendar.
agree. I absolutely agree. We got a couple one-off entries this week. Corey Heim running the 67 for 2311.
Yep.
That's cool. I think someone else got announced as a one-off, and I'm completely forgetting who it is, and I can't find him on this list here, but we'll just start with saying that Corey Heim. Race 2311.
Is Jesse running again this weekend?
Jesse Love is winning. He's running, and then number 33, Richard Choders.
Yep.
Really excited to see Corey Heim in a Cup car.
I think it's time. Yeah, I think it's definitely looking like 2311 wants to bring him up instead of put him in an Xfinity car.
Yeah, really curious to see how it plays out with the shuffling of drivers.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Really, the only driver we could see going that would be a good decision to get rid of would be Ty Gibbs.
Yeah,
and then you promote. Who do we have promoted to? Would that be then Bubba in a JGR?
You either get Bubba or, I mean, it's hard.
Tyler Reddick. Put Tyler Reddick in a JGR.
Either of them.
Riley Herbst hasn't been in long enough for us to see.
Yeah, and it's also too early to dump Riley Herbst to get Corey Heim into that seat, but definitely think Corey Heim will be in a 2311 next year. He's a couple starts this year.
Unless they put him in unless front row had a vacant, or not front row, Legacy had a vacancy and they could shuffle Riley back to Legacy or something. Because I think they're a Toyota team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
There. So, very curious to see how that plays out with Corey Heim in the future. Clearly a very talented driver in the trucks, and
yeah.
I think it's past
And
due
let's
his
hope
time
that
to
it
call up.
transfers well into the cup cars.
Yeah.
Because the next
Obviously,
gens and the trucks have very different driving characteristics.
yeah.
So we'll see how that works out. I'm excited to see him in a cup car, though.
Yeah. A couple very funny things from the NASCAR race this weekend. Number one, we were watching F1. I had F1 on my main monitor here and NASCAR on that monitor. I'm watching F1 intently, and I look over at NASCAR, and I see a goddamn kangaroo with a checkered flag diaper getting fed on the broadcast by Jamie McMurray. And I just want to say that's NASCAR, and that's everything. And that's everything to me. That's everything. I mean, that's what I love about it. Hilarious. Also, incredible commentators curse on Kyle Busch.
Dude,
Um,
Mike Joy sounded like he had money on Kyle Busch.
Mike Joy, no. I mean, it was really
And it
funny.
was like the most perfectly timed commentator's curse. It was, yeah, really excited to see what Kyle Busch can do this race, and slice his way through the field immediately sideways.
That car's been fast all day, and then immediately sideways. Mike Joy looking like he just lost the house.
I think my moment of the race, though, is Joey Logano celebrating his win, and in the background, you hear clear as day, "Fuck you, Joey!"
Yeah, I
I
saw a
love the
lot of
Texas fans. Love the Texas fans.
funny tweets about that. Someone saying he didn't know Chipper Jones was in attendance today, even though he had a tweet about him being kind of nice. My favorite view of it is the angle where they're showing. I don't know what broadcast this is from, where it's from, but they're showing. I think it was John Hunter Nemechek and Seabell, which I don't know if you saw the incident that made him mad.
I did
John
not
Hunter,
actually.
John and Hunter Nemechek threw a suicide block 2 laps to go right in front of Seabell, who was on a run. There's no reason to do that.
Oh, so
Just
it was
let
like a
him
Ross
go.
Chastain.
Yeah, threw a suicide block. Seabell had to fully come out the throttle, lost all momentum. Just obviously not a great race from Seabell in general, but what are you gonna do?
We're not going to talk about that. I had him winning the race, so.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about it, but very funny in that clip of them or showing them arguing here because I guess they had the audio from that camera. Fuck you, Joey. Uh, real funny things. Couple other funny things. Denny Hamlin, don't mess with Texas. All right, it's in the goddamn name. He hit the horns down. Apparently was told to do it by someone, but the person told him to do it if he won. He did it in driver introductions, and his engine exploded. And in a way, I've never seen an engine explode. A fireball.
It
That
was
engine was literally a
wild.
fireball. Yeah, that ended Denny Hamlin's day early with a blown engine. And, very funny. He talks about that a lot on his pod. Listen to that. Very funny stuff. Definitely worth a listen. But going into Kansas, really excited. Let's roll into our predictions here, if that works for you, Mr. Patrick.
Yeah, let's rip it. Who is your P3 for Kansas NASCAR race?
My P3 is Alex Bowman.
Wild. My prediction didn't work out last weekend with Alex Bowman doing well.
Alex Bowman is tied for third on the average finish in the recent Kansas races. Hendrick's always been pretty good there.
And it's an intermediate oval. Hendrick's gonna be good at it. It's anything other. It's anything other than. It's anything.
Yeah. So really expect a good race from Bowman. Thinks he's P3. What about you? You got P3.
I think he's going to keep up his pace that he's had. I think Tyler Reddick's going to get a nice P3.
I like that. He was really fast.
Yeah, he was looking like a possibility to win the race at Texas.
Yeah. You got P2.
I've got Seabell bouncing back from a disappointing weekend, getting a nice little P2. It's an intermediate oval.
Seabell's a man.
It's an intermediate oval.
I have a wild take here. I got Michael McDowell in second. That car's fast. It's got speed on the intermediate ovals. Hopefully they didn't completely scrap it, which
Just
didn't
need
look
to
like it
not
did.
screw stuff up.
Yeah, need
Whether
Hosfar to not drive
it's
someone into a wall or Michael McDowell spin himself. Just need it to not happen.
they need to get the strategy fixed, their pit crew needs to do a better job. That's what killed Carson Hocevar at Bristol.
Yeah.
Then Carson Hocevar decided to get some revenge and killed Ryan Preece. um, yeah, it's just Spire's got so much speed in their cars right now. It seems like, and they're
They're
doing really
underperforming the car.
good. They're just the team is letting the drivers down, and when the team's not letting the drivers down, the drivers are letting the team down.
Yeah, Michael McDowell just unnecessarily spinning. Carson Hocevar shit fucking Ryan Preece into the wall. Tough scenes with the
I
aero
still
package.
don't. I don't
That's
get
what happened.
Ryan Priest's comments after the race. I mean, it was a racing incident. It's not like he purposely killed you into the wall.
I mean, let's be honest though. Everyone knows that in this next gen car, you can't put your car there and not expect yourself to wash up into the
Yeah,
wall.
but I'm sorry, Ryan
Um,
Priest. Like, I feel like he's done that so many times that he can't get mad at another driver
I
for
would be
washing
so
out.
honest. Any driver who gets washed up into the top wall is gonna come out of the press conference and is gonna be mad.
Yeah,
It is crazy that in NASCAR we interview people after they got wrecked the moment that they're legally able to. They're like, "Oh, you've legally been cleared. We're shoving a microphone in your face." It is crazy. You're gonna have people. Ryan Preece, of course, is gonna be mad at Carson Hocevar.
Yeah.
He hasn't watched the tapes. All he knows is he was driving in the top lane and he was shoved into the wall. That's
It's
all
like
he knows.
it's like when we're driving it's like when we're driving in the sim and all of a sudden I am facing the air. Um, Usually Ryan's to blame, but sometimes it's just a sausage curb.
Usually, Ryan, get him out of here.
We'll settle this after we finish recording.
Who is your P2?
My P2, I already said that. That's
Oh,
Seabell.
Seabell. Who's your winner? Sorry, I don't know.
It's an intermediate track. It's Kyle Larson. I did not use him last week. I used Seabell last week before you say anything.
I wasn't gonna bitch. I'm going with the numbers. I'm a numbers man this week. In the past
Kurt
6
Busch?
races, the highest average finish. It is funny. Kurt Busch does have the highest average finish in recent races because he has 1 race and 1 win. I'm going Denny Hamlin. He has an average finish of 3.7 in the past 6 starts. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is actually an insane number.
But with Denny's luck this year, that's a little. We'll see.
He'll have a new engine, brand new engine,
which means it'll either shit fuck on like the 5th lap or it'll be really good.
Yeah, so we will see. But I think it's gonna go away from Denny.
Someone dropped a nut in the engine.
I'm slowly becoming more and more of a Denny Hamlin fan. Obviously, I'm always.
You can't say that, fan, bro. So. You can't say that. People boo you.
I don't care. I really don't care. NASCAR
there's somebody on Twitter that releases like the biggest crowd noise during driver introductions. Denny Hamlin was the highest, and it was boos. Outranking Bubba Wallace. Tennessee, I think that Bubba Wallace might have been more.
Yeah, which is crazy.
I was kind of surprised seeing Kyle Larson be second loudest with cheers. I mean, he's got a lot of fans, but like, I feel like there wasn't that many at Bristol.
Definitely the most popular driver.
It wasn't like Ryan Blaney. I feel like Ryan Blaney had the biggest cheer at Bristol.
Yeah, I don't really remember, but let's roll on in. Who's your hit the apex this week, Pat?
Speaking of racism in NASCAR, I've got Bubba Wallace hitting the apex this weekend.
I like it. Definitely a good track for him.
Yeah. What's his average finish position? I don't have that.
13.5. He's in 11th place.
Yeah, I think like a top 10 would be pretty good for Bubba this weekend.
Yeah. Excited to see it. I'm trusting my gut. I think Corey Heim's going to do well. It's going to be a tough race for him. It's going to be a dog race. He's going to start in the back because his qualifications, he's going to go like first, I think. And that is in the intermediate ovals.
Got to get that grip down on the track.
If you go first, you're probably going to be qualifying mid to late 20s.
Yeah.
So I think he's just gonna have a good race, stick with it, stay alive, and fight his way forward. Yeah, it's gonna be a vibes, just where he finishes. I'm not gonna put a number on it because, in my opinion, he could start in the very end, finish in 20th, and have had a great race.
Yeah,
It's just we'll
it'll
have to
be a
see how.
vibes thing for him, definitely.
Yeah. Who's your Misty Apex, Pat?
I think that his bad luck is going to keep catching up with him. I've got Ryan Blaney as my Misty
Okay.
Apex.
Yeah, I mean, you
Ryan
gotta feel for
Blaney
him, man.
fans, I'm sorry for y'all.
Yeah, it's been a rough go of it for Ryan Blaney fans.
Yeah, just
Yeah, just
that's it.
must say.
Misty Apex,
Um,
Ryan, who you got?
I can't have all numbers. I can't put all thought process picks. I got Kyle Larson missing the apex. It's gonna be a couple intermediate ovals where he's just gonna shit fuck it, and I think he's just gonna shit fuck it this week. I don't know how or if it'll be, who knows.
Yeah,
But I just don't think it's gonna be a great race from him.
he already shit fucked it at
That Homestead, Miami.
It wasn't
No.
Homestead. He won Homestead.
Oh yeah, duh. Where was it? Where did he shit fuck it? The only bad part,
Darlington.
I think it was Darlington
Yeah,
twice.
he shit fucked it
Um,
twice.
the only bad thing about NASCAR is the races have started to blend together in my head, and we're barely through. This is the last race of Fox Sports' coverage. No, two more,
One more.
one more.
Because Charlotte's the first one.
Yes,
So they'll be covering the All-Star race in Martinsville next week.
yeah,
And
so
then
coming
it
up,
will go to Prime, which I am excited for.
I am. They have a great booth. Doe Junior.
Hell yeah.
Really excited. Doe Junior color guys, really excited to see it. But yeah, I got Kyle Larson as Apex. And last, Patrick proposed a question: will Spire continue their good form? I like this question as being: will Spire get a result that shows their form?
Yeah.
I think is a more better way to
Because
word
if
it
you
because
just
they've
ignore
had
the
form.
results,
They've
they
had
have
form.
been amazing.
Hocevar was on pole. That's crazy.
But then you look at the results and it's just disgusting.
I do think they're going to get a good result this week, and obviously I have Michael McDowell second. I think they're going to get a result that shows their form. Start getting it together. It's hard being a cup team.
Yeah.
But I think they'll start getting it together.
Especially a pretty new cup team like Spire.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that they are going to continue their good form, but I don't think they're going to get a result to show it yet.
Okay.
I mean, they're getting to that point where they're comfortable. So I think maybe like post Charlotte, we'll start seeing the results actually come through as they iron out the operational issues at the team.
Yeah.
And, tell the drivers to not shit fuck it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had some news regarding the championship race come out this week. Of course, last week it was announced that we would be rotating the track. It'll be Homestead Miami in 2026. A lot of people were gunning for a Daytona or a Talladega championship race, which I don't want to see a lucky super speedway win.
Yeah, they're never
tell us who the champion is. NASCAR came out straight up, said they will not do a road course. They will not do a super speedway, which rules out a lot of tracks. Then you've got tradition like Darlington being on specific weekends. You've got all that tradition where they probably won't change it from that because it would cause fans to get pissed off. So the leading tracks that are kind of making the rounds right now because they want to keep it to shorter or intermediate ovals. It's going to be Phoenix and Homestead. Those both are confirmed in the rotation. Then Vegas, Texas, Kansas, and Charlotte are 4 tracks that people are rating very highly for this happening. This is NBC Sports, by the way, that's reporting this.
I think Vegas is my front runner.
I really don't want to see another important race at Vegas, though. Who was it? Who was it that was saying that Alex Pillay should start at the back and give him $1 million if he gets to the front?
David Land.
Yeah, David, that did not work out well last time, but that's enough IndyCar talk for this one. RIP the Lionheart.
Yeah, Dan Weldon. Um, yeah, I definitely am curious to see where this championship race goes. The idea of a rotation makes sense.
Hmm.
It's the right thing to do. It's
We won't have
crazy that
any
they
more
allowed it
Joey
to happen.
Logano, Team Penske, even numbered
Track
year.
specialist. Yeah,
Yeah.
track specialist.
But he's in the fucking playoffs this year, dude. So I'm kind of nervous.
It was gonna happen eventually. He
I
wasn't gonna go all year
know.
without a race win. Um,
I think he's having a worse season than last year, even right now.
yeah, I will say it's funny. Kevin Harvick's happy hour. He said that multiple of the dudes on that pod said that Joey Logano's misunderstood, and that if you take just his attributes, he's your favorite driver. And I'm like, I
His
actually
laugh
hate you,
annoys me. I want to punch him.
but yeah. Going into Kansas, really excited. Do we have trucks? I know there's no Xfinity because Dale JR Motorsports posted a funny thing being like spotter guide for the week, and it was all like blacked out cars. Um,
Hold on, I'm trying to find Racing Line.
but yes, we do have a truck race
Yep.
Saturday, 7:30.
ARCA is also going to be running at Kansas
ARCA. So
Friday at 8 p.m.
we do not have any Xfinity actually until Charlotte, May 24th.
Which that at least gives that gives Zilly some time off to hopefully get his back better.
Yep.
So
He
yeah.
did get a waiver. I don't know if we touched on that in our last NASCAR video. He did get the waiver for missing races
Yeah.
for the playoffs. So that's good. Really fun week coming up. Excited for Kansas. Excited for this weekend.
Yep. We'll be bringing some content from Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Indy GP, the Sancio Grand Prix. Watching the Indy Next and IndyCar race up there.
It's my first ever repeat race. This will be the first race I've gone to that I've gone to in a previous year. So this was my first IndyCar race last year. So I'm very excited for this year. Stay tuned for that content. Stay tuned for some stuff. All our content.
I'll have some content since we're talking NASCAR. Got some content coming end of the month for you guys. I will be out with the High Limit Sprint Car Series doing photography at the Lawrenceburg Speedway event. So that'll be a ton of fun. I'm hoping I've got some ideas possibly for a Casey Kane Friday edit. I'm hoping to have Casey Kane himself grace us with his presence in the edit.
We can only dream.
We can only dream. But yeah, everyone have a great weekend. We've got some great racing this weekend in Kansas set up. Always a really fun track to see. So
yeah,
hopefully they behave a little bit better. Let's keep it to 6 or less cautions, guys.
Yeah, for real. Please.
6 or less, including the stage cautions. So 3 real cautions.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully Spire does well. Probably going to see a Kyle Larson or a Steve L win, though. It's an intermediate oval. Maybe a Denny win. Maybe he'll finally shake off that bad luck.
Yep. I like it. Have a great week, everybody.
Yeah. Peace.
Peace.